Hello everyone, Ollie here from 𝙬𝚘 Cinema, and as you can see, we are in complete darkness. I'm here with Dusty.
Hello!
Yep. Oh god, my knees! Oh no!
That's why
Right,
I sat down a bit.
we're in a bit of a awkward situation because it's raining outside. I don't know if you can hear, but it's raining, and
Our bike shelter.
yeah, there's a bike shelter, which has been tipped over.
Yeah, it's been tipped over, and we've had to crawl inside.
Yeah, and it's very hard to stand or sit or anything, so this is going to have to be temporary for now for this video. So we're here to watch Scream 7. So we don't have too long to talk. We're going to be talking about our thoughts on the previous 6 films, but also the obviously our full thoughts on the 7th film as well. So I've done a tier list, by the way. If you haven't seen, if you've just come in for the first time, I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to hear my kind of more in-depth thoughts of each one with each section of the films. Then go watch that. It's about under an hour long, but if you have patience, watch that. But yeah, I actually reviewed. It's the second. Right, yeah, so it's horrible in here, but it's going to do it. So I'm gonna go first because I'm here now. So overview of all 6 Scream films. The first one, absolute classic, the OG. Just one of my favourite horror films, if not my favourite horror film of all time. Has one of the best openings of any film I've ever seen in my life. That's brilliant. So number 2, Scream 2, is a very decent sequel in my opinion. I don't really know what else to really say upon that really, but I thought it was quite decent. The third one is a lot of people say it's the least favourite, and I'm like, after 5 it's 6. But it's okay. It's okay. I think I'll go in my thoughts in my tier maker videos. So if you want to hear my thoughts on that, we'll rank them later, and you'll see the overview kind of the rankings. So you'll see where I determine it. But Scream 3 is okay. Scream 4 is quite good, especially upon rewatching the franchise a week ago. Very good sequel. Scream 5, not very good. In my opinion, there's so many things that I would talk about now, but one, we're in a weird environment and we don't have much time. So Scream 5 is not very good, but it's semi-watchable, but I'll get more into it later on. But then Scream 6, which is the one I watched 2 or 3 years ago, which was the second review on our channel when we did YouTube Shorts originally. I liked it less and less over time. Alright. That's my thoughts on all 6 films overall. I'll go maybe in a little bit more detail later on, but that's that. Scream 7. Because of the latest 2 Scream films, I'm curiously optimistic. I'm morbidly curious and semi-excited about this, just because the reputation of the latest 2 Scream films is kind of alright. But the main thing that I'm excited for is obviously Sydney's back, but also Kevin Williamson, the writer of Scream 1, 2 and 4, has come back to direct this one, which is kind of exciting because he's technically he's the father of the franchise, so him coming back and actually directing it this time is kind of intriguing and semi-exciting. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see what he's going to bring to the table in this one as a director and not as much as a writer. He did the co-screenplay with somebody else, but he didn't do the actual story, which I'm a bit annoyed about because he's best with the stories with any of these films. But as a director, I'm very interested to see what he's got in store for us. So the cast, obviously Neve Campbell's back as Sydney. I mean, Sydney's great, of course. She's the best final girl in my opinion. And then you got the twins back, Chad and Mindy, which are probably the best new set of characters from these last couple of films. They're just really fun and cool. And yeah, you got a few new characters and some returning ones, which kind of already knew were coming back. But yeah, there's not really much else to say. Again, I'm excited, half a little bit worried. I'm not going to lie, but we'll see. I'm excited because I'm finally going to be experiencing a Scream film with Dusty in the cinema, because I've recently got him into the franchise. So yeah, I think that's about it for me. So I'm going to pass it on to Dusty.
Hello. Yes, we're in a bike thingy.
A bike rack.
Bike rack shelter. A dark and abandoned.
Yeah.
Dark. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Right. So, what do I think of the Scream films? A while ago, Ollie gave me the whole box set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah,
6 was included. Yeah. And I hate horror. I think I don't like it. I don't like putting myself through that. Yeah, and I don't know how or what put me through it. I think it was something my aunt mentioned, and I thought, I'll give them a try. And so I gave them a watch. And I won't class them as horror. Well, they are, but I'd say they're more thriller, exciting. But some of them are more horror than others, and I'll get to that. But anyway, we gotta be quick. Not that we don't have to be quick, but it's more of just we're in a dark and dingy bike shelter rack, and the floor is horrible. So Scream 1, the opening, brilliant. It's a masterclass of an opening. It's great. Wes Anderson, that's his name, right? Wes Craven, not Wes Anderson.
Completely different film.
Yeah, completely different. Sorry. He did a great job on that one. Same with Kevin Williams. Yeah, they did great on the first one. It's just simply classic. You can pop it on and you're going to have a good time. 100%. Then the second one, I think it's alright. Randy is definitely the standout, as always, whenever he shows up. And then he goes, and it's a bit sad. But it works. All of it, it's a decent sequel. Not as good as the original, but it's still decent enough. It's still good. You can watch it and you're like, yeah, it's good. Then the third one comes out. Now everyone says either it's not as good, and I can see that to a degree. There's a lot more slapstick humour in it, I'd say. But I quite like it. And I think it's like a really good prediction of in today's world. I had a review on it and it got completely deleted. But anyway, like the voice changer, that's really like in today's world, like AI voice changer. I thought it was, anyway, I'd say it's better than Scream 2, but shoot me. Then Scream 4, I think that is the best one since the original, because not only that, it's predicted modern society the best, I'd say. It was a few years too late, or too early, but I mean, like, everyone does it. Everyone's filming themselves. Everyone wants fame. Everyone wants something bad to happen to them. You don't got to work for something. You just got to have to, have something horrible happen to you, but make sure it's public and on the internet. And then you become the hero, the star. And that's why, and I can talk about that film forever. Jill Roberts and Charlie Walker, just push him to the side. But Jill Roberts is brilliant. And after hearing the original ideas for that film, man, I wish they went through. But what's his name? The horrible company with the horrible man, Weinstein. Yeah, he wanted it to be a bit more generic and safe. So what we got was as much as we tried, as they tried to get out without his tampering, and I'd say they did a good job, a good fine job. So highly recommend that film. It is brilliant. And that's it. There's no more. No, the fifth one, I haven't bothered to rewatch 5 or 6 because I flat out just do not like them. I think they're mediocre, incredibly. First off, Dewey, I like what they did with him, and then I hate what they did with him. It's just like, oh, he's older, he's grumpier. It makes sense, everything makes it sense. And then they kill him off in probably the worst way possible. And I'm not going to get into detail about that because we could be here all day about how horrible that is. But as Ollie said, the twins, Chad and Randy. So, yeah, see, good names. The descendants of Randy, very good. They are definitely the best characters in the sequels, because who cares about Billy Loomis's bloody child and her sister, which they're not even in this new one anyway, so who cares? But anyway, I think the film is... And then the sixth one, I think it's even worse. The killer is worse. Ghostface has a shotgun. Well, yeah, it's interesting. That's not what Ghostface is about, though. And I like the idea of taking it to the city. The stakes are better, but the writing was not better. That's the best way I could put it. Incredible ideas, horrible executions. It's like Ghostface went to go stab you, but the knife is a rubber one. He was like, oh, bugger.
Oh, cardboard one.
Yeah. So I don't think 5 and 6 are good at all. I think you can have them on in the background. You'd be like, oh, this is a scene.
I could probably cherry pick moments.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Chad surviving 2 films. If he goes in this one, I won't be surprised, but I'll be surprised because he survived probably the worst kill I've ever seen. Worse as in like good. Like it's just stab, like horrendous. Like, again, there's good moments in these films. Yeah. It's just good moments in a bin bag. So again, we're in a car park with a bunch of strangers. We're in a dark and abandoned car park. Not in a hospital though, unfortunately. But I'm sure we'd be happily... I'm going to shut up. Anyway, so that's what I think. And you'll hear our tier list after the film, and then you'll see tier list ranking. Yeah, that'll be after
we review the film.
Yes, after we've seen it, then you'll hear our ranking. The water went down my coat. Good thing I'm wearing a coat, but man, my bum is soaking.
Soggy bottom.
Yeah, we got a soggy bum. So, similar to Ollie, I am not curiously optimistic. I am cautiously optimistic because yes, we've got.
That's what I was meant to say.
Yeah, we've
cautiously optimistic.
It works both ways, but Kevin back. That's brilliant. He did 1, 2, and 4. That's great, but again, he's not really doing the story. Now, that's where you're just like, will he be like, no, these are my children. I know how they act, what they would do, and if the story would make sense. Would Ghostface actually do that? Would they not? And someone is supposed to be back. That's not spoilers. That's like the first thing they ever revealed about the film, which I wish they didn't, but
it's been conspiracy theory for years since the third film.
Yeah, so
the original plan. So
I'm intrigued on how his part will play in this story. All of it, to be honest. I hope it's good. I want it to be good, but after the last 2, we don't know. Right. None of us are going in wanting to hate this film. We want to come into this film and be like, yes, this was as good as...
I'd like to say it's the best sequel.
Exactly. We might be able to say it's the best in the new trilogy. Maybe.
I mean, not really much.
I think we have... it's got a good chance to be, but will they be able to execute it good?
We don't know.
We don't know. So you have to see directly. So, roll the preview.
This is the most brutal Ghostface has ever been.
Hello, Sydney. You're going to suffer.
There's a lot of gore in this one.
Ghostface is very violent. He's extremely unhinged.
He's fucking gruesome.
All of the deaths, they're really epic.
This Ghostface enjoys the hunt.
I'm here to kill everyone you love. One by one.
Ghostface, he's a legend.
Three, 2.
I only began last Thursday night in Woodsboro, California.
3.
And we've just got out. We found a good, decent spot, I'd say. So it's a bit cold, a bit chilly, but we'll try and get through this. Right. First of all, like overall thoughts. Nice thumbs up, I'd say. Very good. So positives. It was intriguing. It was very intriguing all the way until the end, I'd say. Not not the end, but there's a bit. Hang on, if I do it this way, wind. Yeah. So it was overall, it was intriguing, very much the mystery of it. Stu-Macher. Okay, the one thing I did like about this film is it threw you in. Like, it starts off nice, suspenseful, really cool, really nice. The big jump. Oh, there's people going. And we're live. Okay, and we're back. So,
Are you doing spoilers or not yet? Or?
Not yet, not really. Obviously, Stu-Macher, he is in this film, obviously. But overall the positives, it's the tension and the scary bits are back. If there's one thing 5 and 6 were lacking, the scary bits, they are back. The scary bits are back, I would say. Yeah, it was good entertainment, good. It was overall just good. The acting was good. There was no one flat, nothing. All the kills that did happen, because there's going to be kills. I won't say who, but they were good. The kills were good. None of them felt cheap or anything. And even when there was like it's just like there's a lot of time where I was like because it was quite tense. I will say the suspense and everything of it back. They even played the there's a lot of homages to the original, obviously. Kevin Williamson did a great job. Let's just leave it at that. Yes, as directing, I'd say he did a very good job. Story-wise as well, I think for the most part it was really intriguing, like the mystery of it, because it was just like, was there 3 ghost faces? Was there 2? Was there 1? I found that quite intriguing. I found it quite tense, kind of spooky, very good. Even some of the humour in it was nice. It was good. Mixed. I'll try and avoid spoilers, but if you want to skip. The reveal of the killers, I thought, were a bit lackluster. I will say the reveal of the killers. I won't say who, whatnot. I'd say it's a bit lackluster overall. It was the one bit where I was just like, it made sense, but I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. Makes sense in what they're going for, but not as like a whoa reveal like Billy or Jill or anything like that. Speaking of Jill, in the final scene, there's a little bit of a, before we get to negatives, very much spoilers, feel free to skip. Okay, so one big thing in this film, the reveal, this will be spoilers. So, it's all AI. Stu is actually dead. I found it a little disappointing, which is why it's part of my mixed. It's a little disappointing. But I was intrigued to see what they did with it, and I liked it, and they showed cameos of 3 characters. One I was hoping to see, and we didn't. So we got to see Billy's mum again. I thought that was quite cool. We got to see Roman again. I thought, what? That's cool. And then we got to see Dewey.
That's Deputy Riley today, Sid.
It was really sad, because I was like, and I thought, I thought, Dewey, no. But I'm glad he's in the film at least. I like it. It's not it's not as good as like Randy's coming back being like a video, but it was nice to see him. Just his face, it was nice. And then I was hoping, because Roman spoke a lot about family, it always comes back to family. I thought, well, who is another person? Who else is related to Jill? Related to Sydney. And I thought, Jill. We're going to see Jill. No, we didn't. We didn't see Jill. I thought, what? Why no Jill? And then there was just this thing in the back of my mind. I thought, oh, Jill's going to be a killer. It's going to be Jill again. It's not Jill. Of course it's not. She got shot in the head. But that does mean the ending of Scream 4 is staying true to it. The media said Jill died a hero. And so that means, I guess, they didn't make a stab film about Jill. So I thought, that's kind of cool. It's like the only story that really gets like swept under the rug because she got away with it. There wasn't a story about her. So I do really like that. And then, but again, the actual killers, removing the AI, bit more of negatives now. Didn't like it. I thought.
Didn't like what?
Didn't like it. the reveal, the actual reveal of who the killers are. It wasn't Stu, it wasn't Billy, it wasn't any of them. It was two characters who had barely any screen time. That's all I can say. Barely any screen time. And while yes, it was like, oh, I remember you from like an hour ago. And I thought, other than that, I just thought, you know, you don't really care for them, to be honest. You know, at least with Billy and all the others, just like, it's just like, oh, okay.
They were memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really call these two memorable. I'd be like, oh yeah, those are the strangers.
Killers, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they were the killers. But you don't go like, oh yeah, that's a cool killer. So like at the end, like at the start of the film, you know, what's he called? Well, this is one of the guys that get killed off. Which also makes me. Okay, so the guy who says, oh, who's your favourite killer? Was it Billy? Was it, you know, blah 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 blah. And obviously the girl's just like, oh, I don't care. These two are like, they shouldn't be any of your favourites. While yes, they're exciting to watch as killers, they're fun, they're intriguing. You know, they actually got killed, and they felt like real people, as in like, because there's sometimes where the Ghostface feels like a supernatural being, but he's not. He's just a dude. He's just a guy. He's just a dude with a knife. And they felt like normal people, except the end of it again, because she's vanished into thin air, like really quick, no noise. And I just thought, you know, you've just been shot like. And then, like, I didn't like that final bit. Not great. But the rest of the film, I thought was very solid, very intriguing. I like the characters, and the two characters that I hoped to see, I got to see. So I'm happy. And they didn't die. Yeah, that's good.
Chad and Mindy.
Yeah, that's it. Chad and Mindy. So yeah. Sorry, I'm just really happy that Jill Roberts actually got away with it. You know, they don't mention her, but they mention the book in that from that film. So that really tells me Jill got away with it. And I'm really happy about that. Anyway, rating and ranking. Now, I'm a bit funny with rankings.
So you're doing a ranking first or rating?
Rating. Better both. I'll do a bit both. So I think at the bottom, with the worst to best. At the bottom, Scream 6. I like how they mention it in this. It's just like, oh, you weren't there. So it's kind of funny. But Scream 6. It's got interesting ideas, but the story just... yeah. Scream 5 is next, because yes, well, I found it a little more interesting. Still not as good, and they kind of dewy. It's just like, it's not even a good way, which is one thing I can say about this film. It is definitely better than the last two. 100%. That's what I would say. What Ollie might say, I don't know. And then, I think I'm going to have to go with, might be a controversial one, Scream 2. That's where Scream 2 originally was for me. I'm going to keep it there. Because, like, well, I like it. You know, Randy's great. Sarah Connor. Yeah.
Sarah Connor.
Yes.
Good scene. But no. Scream 2, still done that. I just find it a bit slow, a bit boring. But it's still a good film. Next. Scream 3. I think I'm going to go Scream 3. So 6, 5, 2, 3. And then 7. And then 7 right above 3. And then right above that would be 4 and 1. Because you can switch 4 and 1 whichever day I'm feeling. But I think overall, actually, probably 7, 1, 4. So altogether now, 4, 1, 7, 3, 2, 5, 6. That's what I'd say. Because man, this film, I'd say it knocked it out of the park. You know, compared to the last two that we had to sit through, and I mean sit through, not enjoy, sit through. I'd say this is definitely better than those two, and I'm happy to say this one's good. this one is good. And I think that's it for me. Yeah, so I guess I will, obviously, one last thing. If there's a sequel, I don't know. It kind of rounded itself out. There was no sequel bait, there was no nothing. It was just enjoy the film. And it was a solid, put together film, I'd say, apart from one or two bits. But other than that, very good, I'd say. Very good. So yeah, and I will now pass it on to Ollie. Except I won't, because I got one last thing. And that last thing, really sorry, is the ranking. It would be a 4. I think a 4. 4 stars. Not 4 out of 10. So, and Ollie knows how to do the conversion. I don't. Yeah, so about 8 out of 10. Ooh, I wouldn't say out of 10. I'd say 7.5 out of 10. No, 8 sounds better. 8 sounds better. 8.
Kind of goes against the rules here.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do 0.5.
Yeah. Alright. 8. I'll leave it at 8. That's good. Because then, at least for me, shut up. I need to stop talking. I will now pass it on to you. The one behind the camera, not you. Not you. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you for Mortal Kombat. That's the next time you'll see me. So, yeah. Oh, bye-bye.
Guess who? It's just me, Ollie. Right, I got a whisper actually, because my family are asleep, because it's 10 to 11 at night, so, and obviously I couldn't record outside, mainly because it was pissing it down, but also, I got a lift, so, yeah, so, am I technically cheating with the out of the cinema? Semi, but fuck it, you know. I've no other choice really other than do it here. So, but it's still the same night. Just came back, got changed out of my wet ass clothes. Well, except this, I changed my trousers. I'm in my pajama bottoms now, PJ bottoms, whatever. So yeah, I'm not going to take too long on this, just because one, I'm tired, and also I don't want to speak for too long, but I will say I liked it. I did like it. I was very ambiguous with also vague with Dusty, because I wanted to wait until the video, so he's gonna see this now. Hello Dusty. And I wanted to wait because I wanted him to see what my reaction would be on camera, I guess. I don't know, not reaction, but just, yeah, immediate thoughts. I don't know. But yeah, I overall, thumbs up. Overall, yeah, wasn't, I wouldn't say it was great, but it wasn't bad. Like, it was kind of middle-ish, kind of, yeah. I'll get my rating obviously later on, but yeah, what first? Obviously positives. The characters. Okay, right, obviously Sydney, Neve Campbell is back after her departure from 6, which was mentioned. I won't get into it now, but it was mentioned, saying that, actually I won't say, but it was mentioned that, her departure was mentioned, not literally her departure, but, we wish she were in New York, whatever, which is referencing 6, because obviously 6 is set in New York, but anyway, yeah, obviously Sydney's great. Gail isn't in it as much as I thought, but her presence was good. It was good. It was feasible. Chad and Mindy, yeah, I'm so happy they got enough screen time, because I was worried. I was like, in the trailer that I saw one trailer, and I only saw glimpses of them, and I think Mindy was fighting the ghost face that's in the tavern, the bar, and if you've seen the film, you already know, but I was like, oh god, they're going to kill them off early on, and I guess, spoiler alert, they don't die, which is good. Well, I say spoiler alert, I mean, Dusty said it earlier, outside, but yeah, I'm glad they didn't die. at least yet. Maybe in the next one, but I'm glad that they were back, but also had a good presence, had good enough. They had a suitable enough screen time. I was worried they were going to have very little screen time, but their presence was earned. And I'm glad they were fitting really well with the story as well. Because I was like, I wonder why they're back, and UDC in the film. You know, I will say it. All right, so they're helping Gale at the news reporting. Like they're the ones holding the camera and everything, and the microphones and stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's cool, that's good. I'm glad that there's a reason why they're back, not only because they're cool, but as in a proper reason why they're back. So that's good. So yeah, Chad Mindy's great, Sydney's great, Tatum, of course, not Tatum Riley, Tatum Evans, Sydney's daughter. She was good. She wasn't like, whoa, she wasn't Sydney level, but she was good. She was good. She kicked some ass though. I will tell you that. She kicked ass, kicking Ghostface's ass. I mean, like, obviously she wants to be a fighter. I want to be a fighter like you, to Sydney.
I want to be a fighter like you.
She says it in the trailer, but she was good. I mean, she wasn't like Sydney level great, but she was decent. Her friends, the new characters, her boyfriend, which cliche. You're like, well, first of all, I didn't trust anyone actually. Well, apart from the returning characters, you know, it's always the new characters I've noticed. Obviously, watching these films, it's whenever the old legacy characters return, the ones from the previous films, they typically don't turn out to be the killer. It's always the new characters that show up in each of the films. Because I'm glad Mindy and Chad weren't the killers, because, you know, it would have been a bit like, why? And then Gale, of course, and Sydney. Obviously, Sydney wouldn't be the killer. I mean, come on. Like, and I knew that Sydney, spoiler alert, I guess, Sydney and Tatum survive, and I already knew that they were going to survive, because they're not going to kill Sydney off, because obviously she was absent for 6, and they wouldn't do her dirty like that. And I knew that Tate wouldn't die, because she's a new character. She's Sydney's daughter, and I knew that she was going to be like passing on the baton for the next film, maybe. Whether Nev Campbell will come back for 8, I'm sure she will, maybe, depending on money, I guess. But I'm sure that I think it's Isabel May, I think her name is, who plays Tatum. I don't mind if she's back. I don't mind if she comes back for Scream 8. And there's been conversations already if there's going to be Scream 8. And I tried to avoid that coming into this, because I was like, well, I don't want to fall into spoiler territory, because obviously I wanted to be surprised. And I was mostly surprised with the film. I was surprised. Nice surprises, and I was like, a lot of reliefs as well, because I'm going all over the place, but this kind of goes into my positives. The thing with Matthew Lillard, Stu Marker and Matthew Lillard coming back, obviously I was very sceptical, but I was like, if they do it right, then good. But if they don't, I can have a problem with it. But I didn't have a problem with it. I was actually quite surprised. It was really well utilised. Spoiler alert again, I guess. I mean, Dusty said it earlier, but AI or deep fake, I think it's AI. Yeah, AI. Perfect. Perfect for today's standard. I don't know. It's perfect. And obviously each Scream film represents each era and the technology advances, and it's perfect. So the AI side of things with Stu, Roman coming back, and I knew he was coming back, and also Dewey. I knew that David Arquette was coming back, but I didn't tell Dusty because I didn't want to ruin it for him. And when I saw his reaction to Dewey, I was like, and he was just like, oh. So that was cool. But they're all AI, not literally. I mean, they are there, the actors, which is good, because I wouldn't want an AI version of each of these past characters. So you had Stu, Matthew Lillard, Dewey, David Arquette, Mrs. Loomis, who plays Billy's mother from Scream 2, she's back, and then Roman again. Did I say Roman? Well, I'm going to say it again. Roman from Scream 3, he's back. Jill wasn't back, which, you know, I mean, for the AI thing, yeah, I'm kind of glad it just didn't come back, really, because, you know, I just liked the way she ended off in 4 with, you know, the fact that she's a hero or whatever, you know, her legacy went on, really, so that was cool, like Dusty said earlier. So that's good. Yeah, the tension, I like the tension as well. Yeah, the tension, you know, kind of, I mean, most of it was kind of cliche with, like, something breaking in the background and the character's like, oh, like, what was that? And you're like, come on, that's in every horror film, but it's kind of a cliche, kind of common thing nowadays, so I guess I'll let it slide a little bit, but, moving into my mixed, if there's any more positives, I will get back to them, but again, I don't want to be too long. Mixed, the meta commentary, the thematic commentary, you know, like horror films, sequels, trilogies, you know, that thing with Randy, and then obviously now we have Mindy, who's kind of the replacement now for Randy, because obviously, you know, she's his niece. So, and the whole thing with, spoiler alert, nostalgia, they really kind of did that with Scream 6, I think it was Scream 6, because Scream 5 was toxic fandom, and also partly nostalgia as well, but mostly Scream 6, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's a bit of 5 and also mainly 6. And it's like, yeah, not really anything new. You know, it's fine, I guess, but it wasn't, like, bad the way it was done, but, yeah, I was kind of mixed. Mixed. Literally that. And I guess, I don't know if it's mixed or negative. I'll say mixed negative for now. Actually, yeah, I'll say negative. My main negative is the killers and the killer reveals. I won't say who they are, but they're characters that you see, that their screen presence was like that. Like, you don't really get to know them, which kind of diverts your expectations, I guess, because it's like you think it's someone you already know, or, you know, that you've seen mostly on the screen, and I don't know, I just, you know, the 2 killers, I'm just like, not very memorable, you know, which is a bit of a shame. And their motives as well was a bit like, like, you know, take it or leave it, I guess, you know, but I just thought they were alright, the killers and their motives, which is kind of the main thing at the end. Also, yeah, the film actually ended, you know, it went by quite quickly. It was quite a quick film, which, I don't know if you would say you wanted a longer Scream film, but I think and I'd say it went far enough, as in, like, I think the runtime was fine. Like, it wasn't too short, too long, but it was like, ooh, that was quite quick. But yeah, the violence, I think I already said, was pretty brutal and, like, woo, visceral, really. Like, again, like, this is the latest Ghostface. He ain't fucking around. I mean, sometimes he, like, trips up and stuff because he gets punched or smacked in the face by something from the characters hitting them, but it wasn't, like, too comical, like Scream 3. But yeah, the violence, the gore was, oof. Like, near the beginning, there were some really, well, actually, to be fair, all the way through, it's pretty brutal kills, to be fair. So, thumbs up on that. I honestly think that's it. I've already been recording for 13 minutes, so I think I am going to end it here, guys. But overall, thumbs up. Mostly performances were good. I mean, for a Scream film, you know, I'm not expecting Oscar-worthy stuff, but it was good. Good acting, great kills, good cinematography and direction by Kevin Williamson on that side of things. Great. I wouldn't mind it. It'd be great for him to come back as director, if not even better as a writer. And the writing wasn't actually, well, I mean, I guess other than the killer reveals and the actual killer motives and stuff, like, but the actual AI side of things, deep fake, whatever, really well implemented. What else? I can't really think of anything else on the top of my head, guys. I'm sorry if I've missed some things that you're like, oh, what about this? What about this? Well, there's only so much I can say in this period of time. So, yeah, I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. So that's pretty good rating. So 3.5 stars. Yeah, it might change over time when I rewatch it, but yeah, 7 out of 10 ranking. I'm going to move this to the side so I can put the posters on the side so you can see. So at the bottom, well, the bottom two can be interchangeable, but if I had to solidify my ranking, it would go 5. Not, it was just kind of a rehash of, or rehash, whatever, of the first one, the opening with General Ortega. Kind of same old thing, and it ends at Stu Marcus' house. Well, it's kind of cool initially when you first see it, when it's like, oh, that's cool, kind of like nostalgia. But when you rewatch it, it's like, kind of the same old shit, really. So, just based on that, it's my least favourite. It's the least great of all the 7 films. Next, I would say 6. The only thing I can commend 6 over 5 is New York. The fact it's changed locations from New York to Woodsboro to New York. Nice change of area. The characters are a bit better than the returning characters are a bit better from 5 to 6. But the killer reveals I hated. I just, a bit shit. So 5, 6. Then I'd say 3. Yeah, 3. Then I'd go 7. So 5, 6, 3, 7, 2, 4, 1. So yeah, so number 7, Scream 5. Number 6, Scream 6. Number 5, Scream 3. Number 4, Scream 7. Number 3, Scream 2. Number 2, Scream 4. And then number 1, of course, the original, Scream 1. Brilliant. So yeah, that's my thoughts, guys. Thanks for watching our video. It was actually really cool getting to experience this with Dusty, because obviously it's his first Scream film in the cinema. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video. I don't know what that will be yet, but whatever it will be, we'll see you then. Bye.